A disturbing video purporting to show a prostitute still attached at the genitals to an elderly man who died while having sex. The bizarre footage allegedly shows paramedics transporting the dead body with a woman still on top out of a building on a hospital stretcher. The pair are hidden under a blanket, but the possible woman does seem to be moving as a crowd of people stand around and watch in horror. It is believed that the incident took place in China, although the exact location is unknown. The duo were presumably taken to the hospital to be separated and brought to the morgue. Dying while having sex, although uncommon, can occur due to the strain of the activity. This can lead to a sudden cardiovascular attack, something that is more common in males. People are also able to get stuck together while having intercourse, a rare occurrence known as penis captivus, where the vagina muscles clamp down on the penis much more firmly than usual. This is extremely rare in humans. It's believed this phenomena may be caused by contractions of a woman's muscles during orgasm. The vagina is lined with muscular ridges, and when some women orgasm, these contract, which can presumably cause them to clamp down as well. To separate the couple suffering from penis captivus, doctors administer an injection commonly used to dilate the uterus of pregnant women. Another method is tranquilizing the man to make his muscles relax. A sex session turned fatal when a Chinese couple fell to their deaths from a window. The couple was reportedly having sex while leaning against the window of an apartment block in the Chinese city of Wuhan. The incident happened when the poorly constructed window broke under the weight of their passion. Witnesses told media that the man and the woman clung to each other as they fell on the ground. Local media published the pictures of the two lying on the ground near a bicycle, covered in sheets by police. A threesome involving a man and two women in a parked car ended suddenly when one of them accidentally released the handbrake, sending the vehicle rolling down a hill and crashing into a tree. The accident occurred in Wenzhou, China, when 32-year-old Cheng Ye and two women decided to get busy in a parked car. Ye got so excited that he accidentally kicked the handbrake off. The vehicle sped down the hill and ended up smashing into a tree. 24 firefighters arrived on the scene to find the vehicle a twisted piece of metal and filled with naked, bloodied women. The two women involved, Yi Su, 27, and Dai Lei, 23, were seriously injured after the car had to be cut to rescue them. One of the women broke both of her legs and needed firemen to pry her out, while the other suffered internal injuries. Ye, however, managed to walk away from the vehicle unharmed and was described by a passing driver as agitated and shouting for the firemen to work faster to free them. A tourist died after banging his head during vigorous sex with a transsexual escort in Thailand. The naked body of a middle-aged foreign tourist was discovered in a hotel room in Pattaya on the country's eastern Gulf Coast. The unidentified male, aged between 40 and 45, is said to have hit his head on the wall during a wild sex encounter. The police were called to the scene at around 5 a.m. The 22-year-old sex worker from Buriram had reportedly told the police the tourist, who was said to be drunk, had paid 3,000 baht for short-time shenanigans. A 32-year-old was rushed to the hospital in New Delhi after he heard a loud snapping sound during vigorous sexual intercourse and then felt severe pain. When he arrived at the hospital, his penis was bent at an odd angle and had turned completely black. Doctors from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, said the man had what is known as an eggplant deformity. They carried out ultrasound scans which showed he had torn the wall of the right corpora cavernosa. The penis does not have a bone, but instead the corpus cavernosa. Two tubes made of spongy material run along its length. Blood flows into this tissue, which is what makes the penis hard during an erection. The snap had led to a tear in the corpus cavernosa's sheath, which meant blood leaked out, creating the swelling and turning it black. He was immediately rushed for emergency surgery to drain away the excess blood gathered in the penis and correct the tear. A penile fracture occurs when the appendage is subject to a sharp, blunt force trauma, which can occur during vigorous intercourse or masturbation. In 2008, Grigory Toporov, 47, went to a doctor in Voronezh, southern Russia, and had a prosthetic extension fitted onto the end of his penis to give his wife more pleasure in the bedroom. Unfortunately, during a particularly wild session of lovemaking, the prosthetic popped off the tip and got itself lodged in the wife's vagina. She was rushed to the hospital where they managed to get it out, but ended up filing for divorce after the whole embarrassing ordeal was over. One couple's romantic moment in the sea ended in agony when their genitals became stuck together. Two amorous Italians decided to take advantage of a sunny day on an almost deserted beach by heading into the sea together. Unable to control themselves, they engaged in a passionate embrace. But their lovemaking came to an embarrassing end when the man was unable to extract himself from the woman due to suction. They were forced to remain in the water until they managed to flag down a woman walking past, who offered them a towel to cover their tangled bodies as they struggled back to shore. A doctor was called to the beach at Porto San Giorgio, Italy, but the case was so severe, the couple were taken to the emergency room at a local hospital. There, the couple were set free after the woman was given an injection, commonly used to dilate the uterus of pregnant women. It's thought that the couple may have also suffered from the rare occurrence penis captivus. A Chinese woman who suspected her husband was cheating on her was more shocked that the other woman happened to be her own twin sister. According to Metro UK, the woman, Ting Su, 29, caught her husband and twin cheating on her and followed them to a shopping center using a mobile phone tracker, where she caught them red-handed having sex in a parked car. Ting Su, who flew into a huge rage, was in a state of frenzy when she found her 30-year-old husband, Cheng, butt naked bonking her twin sister. She confronted her husband on the spot, but due to panic and surprise, the busted pair jumped out of the car without even putting their clothes on. Ting Su then saw this as a perfect opportunity for revenge as she jumped into the car and drove off, leaving the embarrassed pair where they stood. Ting is reported to have filed for divorce and revealed that Cheng and her sister had been having an affair since she gave birth to twins of her own. Sex in the great outdoors can be exciting and refreshing, but it's important to check your surroundings before you start to get nasty. A couple in Spain learned that the hard way in April of 2014. The man and woman met in a park called El Botellón in the city of Ciudad Real, regarded as one of the best pickup spots in town. They hit it off and found a secluded area to start consummating their attraction. Unfortunately for the woman, 21-year-old Adelia Aponte, the spot they chose was the cover of an underground well, and their lovemaking dislodged it. Aponte fell 30 feet down the shaft, while her new paramour took off, had the blade cut right through the artificial penis and seriously damaged her vagina. She was helicoptered to the hospital, but thankfully her injuries weren't too severe.
Most of us have wondered about the mysterious places on Earth, and the best part is, the world never ceases to surprise you. Each and every corner of the Earth holds something mysterious or special for you, which just silently waits to be discovered, and then falls in the scientists and excavators, who always bring something new for us. Whether that place is difficult to reach or a visited tourist destination, our thirst for discovering some new and bizarre thing never dies. Today, let's watch some of the most mysterious and unknown places on Earth, which are both alien to our world, yet beautiful. Number 20. The Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. 60 million years ago, a huge volcanic eruption spewed out a mass of molten basalt, which then solidified and contracted as it cooled, creating the cracks that can be seen today. There are an estimated 37,000 polygon columns at this World Heritage Site, so geometrically perfect that local legend has it they were created by a giant. Number 19. Thor's Well, Oregon, USA. In rough conditions at Thor's Well, also known as Spouting Horn, the surf rushes into the gaping sinkhole and then shoots upwards with great force. It can be viewed by taking the Captain Cook Trail from the Cape Perpetua Scenic Area Visitor Center. But for your own safety, stay well back, especially at high tide or during winter storms. Number 18. Pamukkale, Turkey. A remarkable UNESCO World Heritage Site in southwest Turkey. A visit to Pamukkale, Cotton Place, also takes in the ancient ruins of Hierapolis, the once great city that was built around it. Water cascades from natural springs and down white travertine terraces and forms stunning thermal pools, perfect for a quick dip. Number 17. Lake Hillier, Western Australia. This remarkable lake was discovered in 1802 on the largest of the islands in Western Australia's Reshernsky archipelago. The lake keeps its deep pink color year-round, which some scientists say is due to high salinity combined with the presence of a salt-loving algae species known as Dunaliella salina and pink bacteria known as halobacteria. Number 16. Badab-e-Sirte, Iran. These beautiful travertine terraces in northern Iran are an incredible natural phenomenon that developed over thousands of years. Travertine is a type of limestone formed from the calcium deposits in flowing water, and in this case, it's two hot springs with different mineral properties. The unusual reddish color of the terraces is due to the high content of iron oxide in one of the springs. Number 15. The Tianzi Mountains, China. Found in the northwest of Hunan province in China, these staggering limestone pinnacles are covered in lush greenery and often shrouded in mist. A cable car goes as far as the Huangshi village, and from there are plenty of trails to take in the breathtaking views of Tianzi, Son of Heaven. Unsurprisingly, the inspiration for the floating mountains in the blockbuster movie Avatar. Number 14. The Nazca Lines, Peru. The animal figures and geometric shapes etched by the ancient Nazca into Peru's barren Pampa de San Jose are one of South America's great mysteries. Visible only from the air or from a metal viewing tower beside the highway, some of the unexplained shapes are up to 200 meters in length, and each one is executed in a single continuous line. Number 13. The Bermuda Triangle, North Atlantic Ocean. Long shrouded in myth and mystery, the infamous 500,000 square miles, also dubbed the Devil's Triangle, is roughly the area between Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico. Although the U.S. Coast Guard disputes any such area exists, conspiracy theories thrive on stories about unusual magnetic readings and ships, planes, and people who have disappeared here without a trace. Number 12. Socotra Island, Yemen. Separated from mainland Africa more than 6 million years ago, this remote island looks like the set of a sci-fi film. Socotra's incredible and unique biodiversity means there are plants and trees here not found anywhere else in the world. Particularly bizarre are the ancient and twisted dragon's blood tree and the bulbous bottle tree. Number 11. The Hand in the Desert, Chile. Chilean sculptor Mario Irarrázaval is responsible for this very weird work of art rising out of the sand in the middle of Chile's Atacama Desert, 46 miles south of the city of Antofagasta. Irarrázaval is known for his works associated with human suffering, and this huge, unnerving sculpture captures a feeling of loneliness, exacerbated by its desolate and secluded location. Number 10. Chocolate Hills of Bohol Island, the Philippines. Bohol's 1,700 odd conical hills dot the middle of the island. They range in height, but are so regular in shape that they could be mistaken for being man-made. However, according to UNESCO, they are the uplift of coral deposits and a result of rainwater erosion. The hills only earn their chocolate nickname in the dry season, when the foliage goes from lush green to brown. Number 9. Red Beach, Panjin, China. Very cool and very weird. This beach is covered in a type of seaweed called sueda, which turns bright red in autumn. 30 kilometers southwest of Panjin, these tidal wetlands are an important nature reserve for migrating birds. Only a small section of the beach is open to the public, but it can be explored via a wooden walkway that stretches out to sea. Number 8. Plain of Jars, Laos. Shrouded in myth, megalithic stone jars are scattered across Jiangkuang province in groups from 1 to 100. A working theory is that the huge cylindrical jars were used in ancient funeral ceremonies, though local legend has it that the jars were used to brew rice wine for giants. In the 1960s, northern Laos was subject to a massive aerial bombardment by the USA, and it's only been relatively recently that some areas have been cleared and declared safe for visitors. Number 7. Goblin Valley State Park, Utah, USA. No, this is not Mars, but an inhabited valley 216 miles southeast of Salt Lake City in Utah. Soft sandstone has, for many years, been eroded by wind and water to form strange pinnacles or hoodoos that some think resemble goblins. The eerie landscape is only about a mile across and 2 miles long, and it's well worth exploring the marked trails to get up close to the bizarre formations. Number 6. Whalebone Alley, Siberia. A stretch of the northern shore on remote Tigran Island, 82 miles off the coast of Alaska, has become a macabre tourist destination. Massive whale jawbones, ribs, and vertebrae stand horizontal in the ground, forming an eerie alleyway. It's generally agreed that the sites date back to the 14th or 15th century, but whether it was a sacred spot for native tribes to meet or simply a gathering place for mass slaughter, no one knows. Number 5. Glass Beach, California, USA. This glittering sea glass beach in California is a remarkable side effect of years of rubbish being dumped on the beach. It wasn't until the 1960s that this was stopped, and by then the sea was full of everything from electrical appliances to bottles and cans. Over time, the waves broke everything down into colorful pebbles, and the beach became a major tourist attraction. Now, ironically under threat because visitors are taking home the glass. Number 4. The Catacombs, Paris, France. The deeply creepy catacombs are a network of old quarry tunnels beneath Paris and the final resting place of around 6 million Parisians. Most are anonymous, skulls and bones taken from the city's overcrowded graveyards during the 18th and 19th centuries. It wasn't until the authorities realized its potential as a tourist attraction that the bones were arranged in the macabre display seen today. Number 3. Fly Geyser, Nevada, USA. This otherworldly geyser is on the private land on the edge of Black Rock Desert in Nevada. Created accidentally in 1964 after an energy company drilled down into geothermal waters, today a scalding fountain erupts up to 5 feet high, and the resulting mineral buildup means the cone is growing by several inches each year. The brilliant hues of red and green are due to thermophilic algae. Number 2. Cat Island, Japan. A short ferry ride from Japan's east coast to Shirojima has a population of 100 humans who are vastly outnumbered by their furry friends. Originally, the cats were encouraged as the island produced silk, and mice were a natural predator of silkworms. Local fishermen regarded them as good luck, and the island even has a cat shrine, along with newly built cat-shaped cabins for tourists to stay in. It goes without saying that there are no dogs allowed. Number 1. Spotted Lake, British Columbia, Canada. Spotted Lake has long been revered by the native Okanagan Syilx people, and it's easy to see why they think of it as sacred. In the summer, the water of the lake evaporates, and small mineral pools are left behind, each one different in color to the next. The unique lake can be viewed on Highway 3, northwest of the small town of Osoyoos, although visitors are asked not to trespass on tribal land. Thank you.